Dr. Amar Patnaik ji. This is the list I am following, Trichu ji. Dr. Amar Patnaik.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. So the white paper on the Indian economy, which was laid on the table of the Rajya Sabha yesterday, on the 8th of February 2024, lays out the various macroeconomic fundamentals based on which India will sustain its current economic growth and lead towards a $5 trillion economy and then a $7 trillion economy, and would soon become the third largest economy in the world. So the fundamentals are very strong, as is evident from the fact that the deficit has been consolidating. The trajectory of a glide path is welcome. Tax collections much higher than previous years. Gross tax revenues as a percentage of nominal GDP has been improving. Direct and indirect tax collections have been increasing, resulting in a decline in fiscal deficit. And the focus on the capex, leading to crowding in of private investment, is also taking place. So while all these are matters for which we should be proud of and be confident that the economy is in safe hands and economy is doing well, the important thing to realize is that Viksit Bharat will depend on Viksit states. The states will also have to be improved. I am happy to note that in the budget speech, Honorable Finance Minister had said that the emphasis would be on the eastern part of India, the eastern states, like the aspirational districts program or now the aspirational blocks program. These states are the aspirational. These are the states which will going to be the powerhouse or powerful economically for the country if they are nurtured properly. So in this connection, I would like to say that taking this particular thinking forward, line of thinking forward, it would be a great idea, which has been a persistent demand of our Honorable Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, to look at Orissa differently from other states, considering this scourge of natural disasters that it has faced in the, not just in 1 decade or in 2 decades, but consistently for last 70, 80 years, resulting in colossal loss to the fixed infrastructure as well as to the livelihoods of people. And therefore, the demand for a special focus state, either by terminology or by changing the sharing pattern from 60-40 or 75-25 to 90-10, could be considered by the central government, now that the economy is doing well. Another aspect is increasing share of divisible pool to the states. If we look at the actual transfer that is taking place, it is in the region of 30 to 31%. So if it can be increased because of the way economy is performing, I think it would be a great boon, particularly to states like Odisha, who need this money. There has also been a demand, sir, of Orissa, of our Honorable Chief Minister, that cess and surcharge, which currently is levied, collected, accounted for by the central government by law, by a provision in the Constitution. And Honorable Finance Minister has several times explained this, that this money ultimately goes back to the state through various schemes. However, if it could actually be shared with the states, then the states will have the liberty of knowing exactly where to spend, how much, and would be in a better position to manage their social sector expenditure. So if cess and surcharge were not a part of the gross divisible pool, states would have got rupees 732,141.91 crores, and Orissa would have got 33 33,151 crores extra. So we are the second largest producer of coal. Coal is exported from our state, but we don't get any portion of the cess that is collected towards revamping the environment that is destroyed because of this extraction. So we had demanded that if some portion, at least 60% of this cess in some form could actually be coming to the states, then it would be helpful for us to, to do environmental protection work around these extractions. We have been also demanding, sir, adequate funds for management of disasters and building disaster resilient power and road infrastructure. Considering the fact that natural disasters are a permanent phenomenon in Orissa, our CM has been demanding that if this could be resolved through a one-time grant from the central government, then the problem could probably be mitigated to a large extent instead of spending every year. So we have also been saying that as far as farmers are concerned, there is a need to improve the way the Fasal Bima Yojana is performing in the state, so by giving some amount of leeway to the state governments or by improving performance of claim settlement by the organizations. So as far as national highways are concerned, between 2014 and 2023, the total length of national highways in Orissa has only increased by 1,347 kilometers, which is just 30% increase, while some other states, the increase has been 80 to 100%. So given the fact, and similar to the position with tele-density and internet density about which you have spoken. So lastly, what I would like to state about the white paper is that while we are happy about the fact that the economy is on a right path, on a growth path, on a correct consolidation path, there is a need to look at the states, devolve more funds to the states, and spend more money on their social as well as physical infrastructure development. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Amar Patnaik ji. माननीय सदस्यगण, Dr. John Britas ji has some urgent work. He has to go. Do I have consent to allow him before Trichu Sivaji? Please.
Thank
3
you very
minutes,
much, sir. Sir, this is not white paper, this is election paper. Selective amnesia and cherry picking. The finance minister has said 2004-2009 was good period, but she gives the credit to the previous government, strange enough. Is it not a fact that left was supporting the UPA, first UPA, which made important decisions and drastic changes, like education being made a fundamental right, right to information, employment being made a right through Manrega, and right to food security. Sir, the other day, Prime Minister was praising Dr. Manmohan Singh, who he ridiculed earlier by calling him Maun Mohan. Now, following day, Finance Ministry is slapping a black paper on Dr. Manmohan Singh. I won't be surprised tomorrow this government would be giving a Bharat Ratna to Manmohan Singh, saying that he was denied Bharat Ratna by Sonia Gandhi. This can happen also. Sir, the other day, Finance Minister spoke about her abundance to Kerala. There were partial truth to confuse the people. On one count, she says that crisis being faced by Kerala, getting its share reduced from 3.8 to 1.92 was on account of Finance Commission. On the same breath, she says that she provided so much of revenue deficit grant. And was it not Finance Commission's grant? And 8 Finance Commission made 71 census population figures as the basis. But this government insisted to make 2011 census as the basis for the 15th Finance Commission. Madam, this time, sir, this time should be given to me. Disruption.
Yes,
This time should be given to me.
I'll
Out of turn because you're going away. You won't be here to listen to my reply. I would like to say now, sir, that many of the things that he's saying are sprucing up his speech, but words which I'm not used. So I will still take the liberty to say in my reply, when honorable member will not be here, but I'm sorry he's taking liberties with my words.
You will have people. Please.
Sir, you should give me 40 seconds, which she has taken.
Please, please.
Sir, even what? See, she can make a reply and I will go to the records and see that. Madam, I will see the video, madam. I will see the video. she harps on cooperative federalism. Sir, in 2010-11, it was 8.5%, which was mopped up through surcharges and duties. Now it has reached 28%. And this tantamount to the fact that Kerala has lost at least 20,000 crores and the effective devolution to the states, instead of 41% recommended by Finance Commission, it is merely 30%. She can challenge me if I am wrong on that. Sir, our own revenue expenditure, ma'am, is 78.7%, whereas it is 54% in UP, and in MB, Madhya Pradesh, it is 51%. You want to spend 10%, 50%, 20% on centrally sponsored scheme. You want to have branding, even for selfie corners, even for putting up Modi ji's photographs. Sir, what is happening in this country? Can you, turn the state schemes to be a propaganda machine for the BJP government here? Even for ration shop slips, you want Lotus there. Parallelly, instead of supporting the PDS, they are distributing Bharat, Atta, Dal, everything, bypassing the state. Even then, they claim that they are on the path of cooperative federalism, sir. Sir, I salute those great souls who have been bestowed with Bharat Ratna. Sir, one minute.
Conclude now.
I salute them, sir. Sir, when they're pelting, I would say, bullets on the Kisans, they will talk in terms of Bharat Ratna to a Kisan Put. Sir, protesting against the discrimination shown to Kerala, we are walking out, and we are also not party to any move to communalize the political situation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir. Sir, this government, on the end of this term, is extending the House for a day, and at the expense of the taxpayers' money, is making use of this forum for election propaganda. And this is a very important debate. I wish we all wished it to be, because the white paper has brought out the 10 years they say as their achievement and the setbacks in the UPA government. But actually it is not so. If we have to explain, we need adequate time. Whereas everything is the prerogative of the government. They extend the House for a day, yes, you have passed, and you fix the time, and you take more time, but you do not even give the time. Means, I would like to say, after the 2024 elections, when the India alliance wins and takes hold of the power, we will bring out a white paper on this government, and we will give them adequate time, not strangling their voice. The opposition voice should not be strangled. The TV doesn't focus us. We are not given mic. We are not given time. But we have to let out our voice. What for we have come here? We are representing the people from a region of this country. So we have to express something, means we need time at least to speak out. So the ruling party and the opposition party have to be treated equally. Whereas it is not so, that is different, sir. First of all, sir, whether this government has got the credibility to bring a white paper pointing fingers at the earlier government, the UPA. Everyone knows, and the finance minister knows very well, when you point a finger at another, don't forget 3 fingers are pointing towards you. You say the UPA government has failed in many aspects. Sir, I would like to say only one thing. Our founder leader, Anna, was made an indelible mark in the second chamber of the parliament, that is in his August House, later became the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. During his tenure, there was a student agitation, sir. The student agitation mounted much, and the police came that we are not able to control them and we need shooting order. The chief minister refused. They said, sir, they are going to the railway station to set fire to the railway compartments. It got great damage. But Anna, the chief minister, said, don't do that. If they burn a rail compartment, I can build another railway compartment. But if you shoot a student, I cannot bring back his life to his parents and cannot give. That is the real gesture of a leader, sir, and the responsibility. May I say, sir, this government has brought a white paper, let them say, because of the hasty farm laws which were enacted in this parliament, when the house was not in order, later revoked because not having applied their mind, took away 700 lives of the farmers. Only during that agitation. Because of that farm bills, many were agitated and 700 farmers died, and the responsibility, rather the credit goes to this government. And hundreds of people died before the banks when they stood in the line to change the currency notes. When the demonetization came, the credit goes to this government. And hundreds of migrant workers, because of just 4-hour notice when the first lockdown was announced, the migrant workers were strangled, they were strayed along, and hundreds of migrant workers died, sir. The credit goes to this government. Sir, I want to stick to only 2 points. Number one is agriculture, because I have started with agriculture. What happens is, the insurance companies, under PM Fasal Bima Yojana, I think I'm right, Fasal Bima Yojana, have made a profit of 40,000 crore, while according to National Crime Record Bureau, in 2022 alone, India saw 11,290 suicides in the farming sector. Of these victims, in 2022, 5,207 were farmers and 6,083 were agricultural laborers. And take, for example, the GST. The budget support for the agriculture is coming down for the past 2 years. And GST for agriculture items, agricultural equipment is 12%. Tires and other parts for tractors, machines for processing and milling cereals or vegetables, 18%. Fertilizers, 5%. Pesticides, 15%. Fertilizer subsidy has been reduced by 13%. So spending on agriculture is only 2.67%. So this government is not taking care of the agriculture, sir. India is basically an agriculture sector. I'd like to say again, this country withstood the, sir, right time, I think I should say that the GFC, which the white paper itself has told about, the global financial crisis in 2008, when the whole European countries, when America was just 0.8 in GDP, and UK 1.7, Germany was 1, Japan 1.5, France 1.4, Canada 1.9, India was 8, sir. That is UPA 1. UPA 1, the GDP was 8. When the economic recession took away the whole of the Western countries, India withstood only because of the agriculture sector, because of the public sector undertakings, because of the MSMEs. All these sectors are being suppressed nowadays, sir. CPSUs are being disinvested, which are all profit-making. MSME, which contribute 29% to the GDP, provides 10 crore employment, and 45% export is being not taken care of. Sir, one minute, I would like to add one more thing. And unemployment, everyone told that this government, which is in power now, during the elections, was assured, everyone told that every year 2 crore employment will be generated and given, but it was not given. Whereas unemployment in 2012 was 1 crore. Now it is 4 crores. It has increased. Whereas instead of giving employment, unemployment has soared up. During UPA, 75 lakh non-farm jobs every year were created. In this government, only 29 lakh non-farm jobs every year. Sir, 1 in every 3 person is running for a job unsuccessfully. 2 unemployed persons commit suicide every year. And very importantly, sir, 75,000 posts are vacant in central government offices. And 30 lakh positions are estimated.
Thank you.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. That's why I said it's very important.
It's already
debate,
1
but
minute you have taken.
time again strangles our throat, sir.
Mr.
What I am
Tiruchi
talking
Siva,
about is the
you are a
youth
very-
in the country.
Let me intervene. You are a very senior member. You know that this discussion takes for
Why
2.5
should we
hours.
take it in a short duration
Please,
discussion?
short duration
Why
discussion
should
is
we
for
take it in a
2.5
short
hours.
duration discussion,
Please,
sir?
please finish. Please finish. You know
It
the
should be
time and
given
rules.
more time and discuss. If at all
Please.
they're very clear about themselves,
Please
they should
conclude.
give time and listen to us.
Please.
Up to 30 lakh positions are estimated to exist in government positions across India, not filled in. These are the situations in the country. Sir, Indian Railways have fallen from 17 lakh to 11 lakh employees in 2023. Number of vacancies in PSU have fallen, workers have fallen from
Please conclude
17.3
now.
to
Conclude.
14.6. Contract workers without job security almost doubled from 17 point
Conclude.
to 30.
Thank you.
Sir, this is the situation. Unemployment is soaring up. Agriculture sector,
Thank you.
farmers are committing suicide.
Thank you.
CPSUs are, sir,
Thank you.
I'll conclude.
Thank you.
And Tamil Nadu government, which has been affected by very severe flood in the year December, in the 2023 December, sir, we have sought for relief fund. The chief minister met the prime minister despite that. The delegation of members of parliament met the home minister
Thank you.
despite that.
Thank you.
The
Please conclude
Rajnath
now.
Singh, the defense minister, visited despite that.
I'll
We are
conclude.
pleading,
Thank
nothing
you.
is given.
Dr.
So in
Kumar
protest,
Mittal.
sir, DM.
Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, please. Please.
धन्यवाद
Go on, you.
महोदय। आज धन्यवाद महोदय, आपने आज मुझे भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था पर व्हाइट पेपर पर हो रही चर्चा में बोलने का अवसर दिया। मैं सबसे पहले देश को बधाई दूंगा कि जब हम आज इस सदन में चर्चा कर रहे हैं और कल हमने लोकसभा में इस पर चर्चा की, तो उन्होंने माननीय श्री पीवी नरसिम्हा राव जी, श्री चरण सिंह जी और श्री MS स्वामीनाथन जी को भारत रत्न से सम्मानित किया। श्री नरसिम्हा राव जी जो इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स के लिए याद किए जाते हैं, श्री स्वामीनाथन जी एग्रीकल्चर रिफॉर्म्स के लिए याद किए जाते हैं, और हमारे किसानों के नेता चरण सिंह जी किसानों की के आगे ले जाने के लिए याद किए जाते हैं। मैं इसके लिए भारत के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री का धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा। सर, इस 60 पेज के व्हाइट पेपर में मुख्यतः दो चीजों पर स्ट्रेस दिया गया है। एक, यूपीए के काल में इकोनॉमिक मिसमैनेजमेंट हुआ है, और दूसरा कि सरकार ने उसको अर्थव्यवस्था को दोबारा पटरी पर ले आए हैं। दो चीजों पे स्ट्रेस है। सर, हम सभी इस बात से सहमत होंगे कि वो सरकार चाहे नेहरू जी की रही हो, शास्त्री जी की रही हो, अटल जी की रही हो, मनमोहन सिंह जी की रही हो, उन्होंने कुछ तो अच्छा कार्य किया होगा, अन्यथा आज हम इस स्थिति पर ना होते। एक छोटा सा अर्ज करूंगा, तारीफ खुद करना फिजूल है। अगर हो तो खुशबू खुद ही बता देती है कि कौन सा फूल है। मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि जो भी अच्छे कार्य हुए हैं देश में, उसको व्हाइट पेपर में डालना चाहिए और जनता के सम्मुख लाना चाहिए, वो किसी भी सरकार में हुए। सर, ये देश का रिपोर्ट कार्ड है, और रिपोर्ट कार्ड में हर सब्जेक्ट के अलग अलग मार्क्स होते हैं। किसी में कम आ सकते हैं, किसी में ज्यादा आ सकते हैं। तो मैं वित्त मंत्री जी से आग्रह करूंगा कि ये व्हाइट पेपर को व्हाइट ही रहने दे, इसको ग्रे ना करें। सर, मैं कल जम्मू कश्मीर के बिल पर बोल रहा था, और जो भारत सरकार ने या वहां की सरकार ने जो जम्मू कश्मीर में अच्छे कार्य किए, मैंने उसकी तारीफ की। माननीय मंत्री जी ने इसका संज्ञान लिया और अपने जवाब में कहा कि हमें ऐसे ओपोजिशन लीडर्स चाहिए जो सही को सही बोलें और गलत को गलत बोलें। सरकार ने अच्छा काम किया तो उसकी तारीफ कर रहे हैं, इसके लिए उन्होंने खुशी का प्रगटावा दिखाया। तो सर, मैं भी यही चाह रहा हूं आपसे कि जिस सरकार ने भी, हमारी सरकार नहीं थी कभी भी, लेकिन जिस सरकार ने भी जो अच्छा कार्य किया उसको भी बताएं, जो बुरा कार्य किया है उसको भी बताएं। सर, यदि आपने स्वच्छ भारत शुरू किया तो यूपीए ने मनरेगा लेके आए। आपने जनधन योजना शुरू की तो यूपीए सरकार में यूएस इंडिया न्यूक्लियर डील आया। आपने डिजिटल इंडिया की शुरुआत की तो यूपीए सरकार ने देश को अभी तक का सबसे बड़ा जीडीपी ग्रोथ दिया पहले काल में अपने। आपने स्किल इंडिया शुरू किया तो यूपीए सरकार ने नेशनल रूरल हेल्थ मिशन की नींव रखी। आपने मेक इन इंडिया को बढ़ावा दिया तो यूपीए सरकार ने नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी बिल में गरीबों को मुफ्त राशन शुरू किया। आपने आत्मनिर्भर भारत का विजन दिया तो यूपीए सरकार ने नेशनल अर्बन लाइवलीहुड मिशन दिया। सर ऐसे कितने उदाहरण हैं कि जब हमने इकट्ठा काम किया और देश को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हम आगे बढ़े, टीम इंडिया के तौर पे, टीम इंडिया के तौर पे। मैं कुछ मुद्दे आपके समक्ष रखना चाहूंगा। पहला मुद्दा है बेरोजगारी का, जो कि युवाओं से जुड़ा है। सर इस पेपर में कहीं भी बेरोजगारी पर बात नहीं की गई। हमारी बेरोजगारी 7% है। हम सबसे युवा देश हैं, लेकिन 10 लाख सरकारी पद रिक्त हैं। और सरकार ने खुद ही कहा कि जब उन्होंने आवेदन मांगे तो 7,22,000 नौकरियों के लिए 22 करोड़ आवेदन आए। 7 लाख नौकरियों के लिए 22 करोड़ आवेदन आए। ये हमारी हालत है। प्राइवेट सेक्टर में भी मास लेआउट काफी हो रहा है। जनवरी में भी 30,000 लोगों को निकाला गया। सर दूसरी डिफेंस के बारे में, सर चीन हमें आंखें दिखाता रहता है, पाकिस्तान में भी शायद आर्मी स्पॉन्सर्ड सरकार फिर आ जाए। तो जितना हमें डिफेंस के लिए बजट चाहिए, जितनी डिफेंस के लिए रिक्वायरमेंट है, क्या हम वो पूरी कर रहे हैं? तो माननीय मंत्री जी से निवेदन करूंगा कि इस पर थोड़ा सा गौर करें। तीसरा मुद्दा जो देश की ग्रोथ से संबंधित है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस आ रही है और अलग अलग सेक्टर ने अनुमान किया है कि ये जीडीपी में भारत में अकेले $1 ट्रिलियन का योगदान कर सकती है। तो क्या हम उसको एडवांटेज लेने के लिए तैयार हैं एज ए फर्स्ट मूवर? तो मैं मंत्री जी को कहूंगा कृपया उस पर देखें। और जो डीप फेक के केसेस बढ़ते जा रहे हैं, डीप फेक के, उसके लिए रेगुलेट करने के लिए क्या हम कर रहे हैं? तीसरा मुद्दा जो मैं चाहूंगा, माइनिंग का। हमारे देश में मिनरल्स की अवेलेबिलिटी है, काफी है, लेकिन हमारा जो माइनिंग सेक्टर अभी भी जो लेगेसी इशू है उससे प्रभावित है। हमारे पास एडिक्वेट मिनरल एक्सप्लोरेशन नहीं है। तो मैं चाहूंगा कि इसमें ध्यान दें और जरूरत पड़े तो एक माइनिंग रेगुलेटर भी लगाने की तरफ देखें। मेरा सुझाव है कि व्हाइट पेपर को जहां भी ठीक लगता है उसको देखें और रिवाइज करें। उसमें ईगो इशू ना लाएं, काइंडली उसको देखते हुए जहां ठीक लगता है, ताकि जो भी हमारे सामने चुनौतियां हैं उसको हम मुकाबला करें, सिर्फ आंकड़ों तक ही सीमित ना रहें। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि माननीय मंत्री जी इसका संज्ञान लेंगी। और आखिर में मैं ये चाहूंगा, एक छोटी सी 2 पंक्तियां। वो दोस्त मेरी नजर में बहुत मायने रखते हैं, जो वक्त आने पर मेरे सामने आईने रखते हैं।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। माननीय श्री एडी सिंह जी, 4 मिनट।
ये सरकार पूरे ने किए वादों की सरकार है। तेरे वादे पर सितम कर अभी और सब्र करते, अगर अपनी जिंदगी का हमें एतबार होता। कितना भी पकड़ लो फिसलना जरूर है, ये वक्त है जनाब बदलना जरूर है। The white paper, the government is very clear. It says you may not be doing well, but everybody else is doing well. It is basically this white paper is just a celebration of government record. But the notable promises made during the past few years, like Ujjwal Yojana, double income of the farmers, have been left on the wayside. And now it has been replaced by another narrative, Viksit Bharat. I want to know, first of all, I want to know about the unity and the sovereignty of the country, whether they have white paper. One retired member of the ruling party of this house has been telling many things about that 4,000 kilometers of our land is in Chinese hand. I get perplexed and confused that the government says nothing is in their hand. Then why can't the government come with a white paper of these 18, 20 rounds of discussion that our generals are having with the Chinese side? Plus, why is government suppressing? For example, in 2017-18, the consumption survey was scuttled midway because the rural consumption was falling very badly. Plus, I will request the Honorable Finance Minister that from 2004 to 2000 till now, can we get a data regarding the Finance Commission that each of the year, how many regular taxes were converted into cess? Because though the Honorable Finance Minister did answer my question in her reply to the budget speech, but this percentage was not elaborated. Private investment is hardly there, or hence we are not getting any foreign investment, because the foreign investor first sees how much are the Indian companies investing. And the government is also going in a South Korean model, that let us make some corporates very big. That is very wonderful, I would say. But the difference between the South Korean corporates and the Indian corporates is that they innovate new products and make mass production and make the company big financially. Here, the big corporates only feel that by adding assets, we are becoming big. So, and as in the rural market, there is no mass scale demand, because the purchasing power is almost nil. So there should be efforts that, and plus the capital investment we see, the government says it has increased 5 times in the last few years, but it is mainly in the infrastructure sector. We want, I would be happy if the capital expenditure is more in education, sanitation, health, where actual jobs can be created. Government have made so many airports, that's wonderful. Ayodhya is the exception, because Ayodhya airport will definitely bring a lot of jobs and other things, because that has become a religious tourism place. But other airports, of course, they are needed, but that will not add to any employment thing. And if we see the number of unpaid workers, it is reached almost 95 million. 1 minute, sir. And 95 million. And as per International Labour Organization, paid work means whoever is getting pay, which is in half the places in the agriculture sector, just because the whole family is in the land. So basically, they are all unpaid workers.
Please
so we have not
conclude now.
created jobs.
We have more speakers. Please conclude.
1 minute, sir.
Not 1 minute, please. Please conclude.
Agriculture and rural development. The government has revised the budget for this particular year, but I fail to understand that the revised budget, which is very huge, how will they spend in the next 2 months?
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, thank you, sir.
माननीय श्री रामनाथ ठाकुर जी, 3 मिनट.
धन्यवाद उपसभापति महोदय, आपने श्वेत पत्र पर चर्चा के लिए अनुमति दिया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. किसी विद्वान ने ठीक ही कहा कि लोकतंत्र में श्वेत पत्र जारी करना अच्छी बात है, और उद्योग के घराने भी श्वेत पत्र जारी करते हैं. इसलिए करते हैं कि नीचे से नीचे तक लोगों को यह पता चले कि हमारी सरकार हमारे लिए क्या कर रही है. इसके लिए मैं आपको माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी को और प्रधानमंत्री जी को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं कि इन्होंने जो ये लाया है, ये बहुत अच्छा काम किया है. 26 लाख करोड़ का जो इन्होंने ये घोटाला हुआ है पिछले वर्षों में कांग्रेस के जमाने में, उसको यहाँ लाकर के इन्होंने बहुत पारदर्शिता का कारण पर बोलने का अवसर दिया है. मैं 2 बातें आपसे निवेदन करना चाहता हूं, समय कम है, लेकिन 2 बातें मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं. मैं कहीं आज पढ़ रहा था और बहुत अच्छे विद्वानों ने ये जो लिखा है उसके बारे में आपको जानकारी देना चाहता हूं. 1963 में कांग्रेस के तत्कालीन कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर डी संजीवैया का यह कहना पड़ा था कि 1947 में जो कांग्रेसी भिखारी थे वो आज करोड़पति बन बैठे हैं. झोपड़ियों का स्थान शाही महलों ने और कैदखानों का स्थान कारखानों ने ले लिया है. ये कांग्रेस के तत्कालीन कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष डी संजय ने कहा है। कारण क्या है? कांग्रेस के ने कहा है पहला घोटाला हुआ था 1948 के जमाने में, जीप घोटाला, और वो घोटाले पर घोटाले आ रहे थे, तो इन कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष ने अपने पार्टी के नेताओं के बारे में कहा, तो इसको तो संज्ञान लेना चाहिए, संज्ञान लेना। और भारत सरकार ने जो यह काम किया है ये काबिले तारीफ का है। इसलिए हम आपसे निवेदन करना चाहते हैं कि आपने बहुत अच्छा काम किया, और 26 लाख करोड़ के बारे में जो आपने यह दर्शाने का काम किया है, ये भी अच्छा काम किया है लोकतंत्र में। और मैं आपसे निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि कांग्रेस की सरकार, अभी बहुत चर्चाएं चल रही थी कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी के बारे में, चौधरी चरण सिंह जी के बारे में, नरसिंहा राव जी के बारे में।
हाँ।
तो चौधरी चरण सिंह को कांग्रेस ने बिना शर्त समर्थन दिया था और बिना कहे हुए समर्थन वापस ले लिया। उसी तरह कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी को कांग्रेस की सरकार ने जो अच्छी बातों को लागू करने का काम किया था, उसको, उस सरकार को, कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी की सरकार को गिराने का काम किया है। इसलिए हम आपसे निवेदन करते हैं कि भारत सरकार के प्रधानमंत्री ने जो इन लोगों को भारत रत्न देने का काम किया है, वो बहुत ही अच्छा काम किया है। जनता के लिए यह खुशी की बात है, किसानों के लिए खुशी की बात है। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद माननीय रामनाथ जी। माननीय प्लीज डॉक्टर एम थम्बी दुरई 3 मिनट्स सर।
Chairman, Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, I rise on behalf of ADMK party and my party leader, Edapadi Palaniswamy, to participate in the discussion of white paper on the Indian economy that presented by Honorable Finance Minister to this House on 8th February. Sir, I would, in para 2, the Honorable Minister specifically mentioned 15 major scams that took during that period. I would like to state here that during the entire period of 10 years of UPA, from 2004 to 2014, DMK was the part of the center. And whatever corruption took place during that period, DMK was a party to everything. Part 2 of the white paper exclusive deals with the corruption made then government. So let me narrate how the DMK party to this corruption, sir. There is a mention about the 2G scam in which the former then finance DMK minister went to jail. There was a loss of about 1.7 lakh crores to the government. Along with the former DMK minister, the daughter of former Chief Minister Tamil Nadu and sister of the present Chief Minister also went to jail. Presently, the case in the appellate court. They are telling they went to the court, the stay is there. That is no stay is not there. It's already appealed. Signing Judge Admari clearly said there is serious scam because CBI not cooperated. That is why he gave that kind of observation. But CBI has gone to the court appeal. Therefore, this present case is there, sir. The minister also mentioned about the Aircel Maxis case in which former finance minister was sent to jail and his present MP son also is facing serious charges. This is case also under the trial. Former Union Minister, now Lok Sabha member, grand nephew of former DMK Chief Minister, abused the official position of the then Minister of Communication and Information Technology of the UPA government and got the private telephone exchanges installed at his residence here, which were used for business transactions of the Sun network owned by his brother Kalanidhi Maran. The present DMK government in Tamil Nadu is very full of corruption. The former DMK higher education minister of one of the ministers of the present cabinet and his wife when convicted recently under PMLA, the case is pending since. One DMK minister, sir, without portfolio, he was in prison also facing charges of PMLA. PMLA remains the minister without portfolio. The Tamil Nadu chief minister will not ask his resignation. It's a wonderful thing is going on in Tamil Nadu. Sir, then another interesting thing, the former finance minister, madam knows very well, and also present minister now, he said that the present chief minister and his family together made more than 30,000 crores just in a year as a correction of that. This is big, sir. This has to be seriously taken. Sir, this is why I'm finishing, sir. My Kadapadi Palaniswamy, when there is this issue, the former minister and also present Lok Sabha member derogatorily made about Edarapalli Palaniswamy and his mother. This is a serious thing because somebody is raising this kind of corruption when our former finance minister is know very well how the present DMK government is doing a
Thank
lot
you.
of corruption.
Thank you.
That
Thank
let them take or not about the white paper is the mentioned is correctly what they mentioned how the UPA government did, especially
Thank you.
DMK is a
Thank
part
you,
of the
Manisha
game.
Dubey ji.
Thank you very much. Sir.
माननीय श्री प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी।
नमस्ते उपसभापति महोदय। हर सरकार की एक पहचान होती है। यूपीए सरकार की पहचान भ्रष्टाचार है और रही है और इसीलिए लोगों ने उनको सत्ता से बाहर किया। कोयला भ्रष्टाचार मैं ही व्हिसल ब्लोअर था। लोकसभा के सांसद हमारे कलीग हंसराज अहीर वो उस कमेटी में भी काम करते थे, बहुत जानकारी थी। हम दोनों ने उसका अध्ययन करके इतना फॉलोअप किया तो वो घोटाले के रूप में सामने आने लगा। क्या घोटाला था? घोटाले के दो पहलू थे। 125 प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनीज को या पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनीज को 50 लाख करोड़ का कोल भंडारण फ्री में दे दिया, फ्री में। सर, कांग्रेस के जमाने में रेशन कार्ड नहीं जहां फ्री मिलता, 50 लाख करोड़ का कोल भंडार फ्री दे दिया गया, फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व्ड। और वास्तविकता क्या है? मुझे अंदर की भी जानकारी मिली उस समय कि एक चिट्ठी आती थी, चिट्ठी आई है। कभी कभी एलोकेशन कमेटी के मीटिंगें लंबी चली क्योंकि चिट्ठी नहीं आई थी। तो चिट्ठी आई, फिर एलोकेशन हुआ, लेकिन एक भूल गए जिससे ये साबित हुआ घोटाला कैसे है। समझो ABC 3 लोगों ने ब्लॉक मांगा है कोल का, तो B को दिया है, तो A और C को क्यों नहीं दिया इसका कारण नहीं लिखा, और B को क्यों दिया इसका कारण नहीं लिखा। इसीलिए सारे कोल ब्लॉक का एलोकेशन फाइनली कैंसिल हुआ। लेकिन उसके पहले भी एक कहानी है। हम दोनों, हंसराज अहीर और मैं, CVC के पास गए। भाग्य से वो भी पहले कोल सेक्रेटरी रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा घोटाला तो है लेकिन सबूत दो। अब सबूत कहां हम ढूंढेंगे, हम तो विपक्ष में थे। लेकिन एक पेपर में, न्यूज़पेपर में एडवर्टीजमेंट आई कि हमें जो अभी कोल ब्लॉक मिला है वो बेचना है। तो बेचना है तो जिसको चाहिए वो हमें संपर्क करे। तो यही सबूत लेके हम गए और CVC ने CBI के इंक्वायरी का आदेश दिया। सर, फिर उस CBI की जांच चली नहीं। फिर CBI के रिपोर्ट्स जो टाइमली देने पड़ते हैं उसके लिए लॉ मिनिस्टर के केबिन में वो CBI की रिपोर्ट लिखा गए। ये भी साबित हुआ, उनको जाना पड़ा। और फिर ये कोर्ट मॉनिटरिंग शुरू हुआ और फाइनली सारे कोल ब्लॉक खत्म हुए। क्यों चिट्ठी आती थी? सर, आप नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज फ्री दे रहे थे और मोदी सरकार आते ही उसका ऑक्शन शुरू हुआ। जितने भी कोल ब्लॉक बांटे उसका पैसा तिजोरी में जमा हुआ। यह फर्क है सर भ्रष्टाचार सरकारी और हमारी सरकार में। और दूसरा, ये होता है फर्क, भ्रष्टाचार ये होता है। और एक उदाहरण छोटा दूंगा। पर्यावरण मंत्रालय, मुझे काम करने का मौका मिला। सर, मैं आने से पहले वो टैक्स मिनिस्ट्री जानी जाती थी। एक उदाहरण दूंगा तो आपको आश्चर्य लगेगा। कारवार में नेवी का प्रोजेक्ट सी बर्ड, जिसका मैंने परसों भी उल्लेख किया, बंदरगाह बनना था, लेकिन 3 साल परमिशन नहीं दी गई। सारे नेवी के प्रमुख अधिकारी मंत्री को मिलने के लिए गए। तो मंत्री जी ने कहा कि आप सारे अधिकारी क्यों आए हो, कोई तो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर होगा ना जो बांधेगा, तो उसको भेजो। सर ये फैक्ट है। अधिकारियों ने जो
का भी हमको बहुत बड़ा काम है ये किया। IIT के संस्थान खुले।
जयराम जी,
जब आप
I decide when time is over. You don't decide it. You're right. I have seen this morning. Don't compel me. I have seen all the rights in this house today. I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Let it conclude. Your right, your duty, responsibility of members of the house, and what we need to do. Please continue, honorable member.
तो माननीय सभापति महोदय, मैं कह रहा था कि भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था जो बढ़ रही है, आगे बढ़ रही
Please
थी,
conclude.
उस बढ़ती हुई अर्थव्यवस्था के ऊपर घातक प्रहार करने का काम प्रतिपक्ष ने किया। और आज का उनका जो व्यवहार दिख रहा है, उनकी उपस्थिति दिख रही है, वो इस भारत के अर्थ बढ़ती हुई व्यवस्था को देखना नहीं चाहते। और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बार बार कहा है कि मेरे तीसरी बार आने के बाद में भारत तीसरी अर्थव्यवस्था बनेगा। मैं माननीय सभापति महोदय, उस समय पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस था। एक उदाहरण देकर आपको बताना चाहता हूं, राजस्थान में भी चुनाव है, ईआरसीपी का बहुत दिनों तक मामला था, कांग्रेस पार्टी ने कोई फैसला नहीं किया और नई सरकार बनी, उन्होंने ईआरसी पर मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान और भारत ट्रिपल इंजन की सरकार ने मिलकर उस काम को पूरा कर दिया। एक काम और बाकी, वो काम सभापति महोदय आपका है और उसमें आपका भी नाम है। शेखावाटी में एक बहुत वर्षों से एक काम पेंडिंग है, और वो जो काम पेंडिंग है उसमें है कि आज के 30 वर्ष पहले ये फैसला हो गया था कि गंगा जमुना के फ्लड वाटर से, हथनी कुंड से सीकर, झुंझुनू और चूरू को 1920 एमए पानी मिलेगा। ये पानी मिलने का बात तो हो गया, लेकिन आज तक उन्होंने होने नहीं दिया। अब इसकी बात शुरू हो गई है, राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री से मिल लिए हैं, सुजला शेखावाटी समिति उसमें काम कर रही है, गजेंद्र सिंह जी से भी मिल लिए हैं और हरियाणा के मुख्यमंत्री से भी मिले हैं, और वो तीनों मिलकर अब मुझे आशा है कि निश्चित रूप से
Thank you,
जल्दी
Mr. Tiwari.
वो काम भी हो जाएगा। और वहां कहावत है एक, माननीय सभापति महोदय आपको याद दिला दूं, आपकी कहावत है कि शेखावाटी में कौन कौन रहते हैं, बड़ी लंबी कहानी है, लेकिन जन में जाट और जंगल में जाटी, मतलब ज्यादा जन जो आदमी है उनमें जाट ज्यादा रहते हैं और जंगल में खेजड़ियां जो जाटी है वो ज्यादा रहती हैं। तो उन जन के जो जाट हैं उनके लाभ के लिए और जो खेजड़ियां हैं उनके लाभ के लिए ये यमुना का पानी आ जाएगा तो ठीक होगा। और मुझे आज बहुत दुख है सभापति महोदय कि आज जिस प्रकार से प्रतिपक्ष ने आसन का अपमान किया है, चेयर का अपमान किया है, वो आसन और चेयरमैन का नहीं, इस सदन का अपमान है और इसकी हम घोर रूप से निंदा करते हैं।
डॉक्टर
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय सभापति।
Fozia Khan.
Sir, more than calling this a white paper on Indian economy, I would call it a white paper on the upcoming elections.
Ma'am,
While the government pats its own back on the growing economy and hits out at the opposition, it refuses to look at the ground realities, sir. Two things that the government must be praised for in any case is setting effective narratives and excellent event management. सर, एक गाना था हिंदी में, चांदी की दीवार न तोड़ी, प्यार भरा दिल तोड़ दिया, इस धनवानों की सरकार ने निर्धन का दामन छोड़ दिया. Sir, inequality in India is at obscene levels. While still home to a very large number of people living in destitution, the number of dollar billionaires in India has increased. Our white paper speaks nothing about the impact of the economy on the people, which is part of the title. Doesn't speak about widespread unemployment, doesn't speak about rising prices, doesn't speak about crimes against women, it doesn't speak about corruption. So corruption is on the rise, but what can be done if the government refuses to see it? See it from the point of view of a common man. Go to a police station, go to a tehsil, go to any education office, you will see corruption there, sir. How can you say there is no corruption when the common man experiences it every day in his life? Sir, what about the people who have been called corrupt by our Honorable Prime Minister and then later taken into their own party as alliance members? Honorable Ajit Pawar, he was called 2 days earlier, Prime Minister said that we will put him in jail, and 2 days later he was part of the Maharashtra alliance. So is this not corruption? Sir, rise in the suicides of farmers.
One second. We cannot name someone that will not be part of record.
Sorry?
under the rules, we cannot level an allegation against someone
I'm not
who is
leveling
not a
an
member of the House.
I'm not
I'm
leveling
just
an allegation.
questioning.
I'm
Yes, sir,
only
Raju.
asking whether I'm not leveling an allegation, sir. I'm not. This is not
No,
an
no.
allegation.
What is fact may be allegation also.
No, no.
We never know.
I'm
I
only
don't want to
ask-
make an issue of it. Please
I am
continue,
only
ma'am.
asking a question, sir,
Continue.
that how does a person become
The objectionable
clean
part
in
will
2
not go on
days?
record. That
Sir,
I'll see
I'm
to it,
talking
please.
about the NCRB statistics about farmers. There are 30 farmers who commit suicide every day, according to NCRB statistics, sir. On the 19th of September 22, a farmer from Pune, Dashrath Lakshman Kedari, he left a suicide note on the birthday, wishing birthday greetings to the Prime Minister, sir. In my own hometown, Gangakhet, sir, near my home, in my district, one farmer committed suicide saying that tomorrow please come for my Sanskar. Sir, can't we see the tears of these farmers, or only we'll be satisfied by giving them samman? सर हाथी के दांत दिखाने के हैं और खाने के और हैं सर. Is this Ram Rajya where the seeds of hate are sown? Is this Ram Rajya where bulldozers are used to erase houses of poor people? Is this Ram Rajya where mob lynchings takes place, sir? Is this Ram Rajya where police
Thank you,
station
ma'am.
में
Thank
जाके
you. Thank you.
shooting होती है? I want to
Shri-
ask, sir. I'll just end by one couplet. मकड़ी के जाले की तरह वो टूट कर ही रह गया. मकड़ी के जाले की तरह वो टूट कर ही रह गया, जिसकी बात में यहाँ झूठ की मिलावट हो. धन्यवाद सर.
Shri Pavitra Margarita.
Honorable Chairman, sir, thank you for providing me this opportunity to share my thoughts on the white paper that Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented in the Parliament. Before I share my thoughts, I want to mention two, three things that is, I feel, relevant to the subject. Already I have mentioned once earlier. That is the first railway station the state of Nagaland got in the year 1903. And sir, you'll be surprised to know the second railway station we the northeastern people had to wait for long 119 years. Only after Modi ji's government in 2023, the second railway station we got in the state of Nagaland. Sir, one another point that is related to development, the foundation stone of the longest railway route bridge, that is Bogeybill Bridge, which was the foundation stone was laid in the year 1997 by Honorable the then Prime Minister Deve Gowda. But the construction construction began in 2002 under the guidance of Paramadaraniya Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Sir, you'll be surprised to know that it was about to break the record of the construction time for Taj Mahal. It took 21 years to complete. Only after Narendra Modi ji took charge as Pradhan Sevak, after 21 years, the Bogeybill Bridge was operational. So once Honorable former Prime Minister Deve Gowda ji asked me in the old Parliament House that whether the people of Assam remember him. I said that yes, sir, people of Assam and the Northeast always fondly remember you and Honorable former Prime Minister Vajpayee. Sir, remember ka baat kiya to we also remember Paramadaraniya Nehru ji also, who in 1962 Chinese aggression, who surrendered, saying that my heart goes with the people of Assam. We also remember, sir, Paramadaraniya Indira Gandhi ji, under whose instruction the first airstrike was carried out in the own civilian territory of India. खुद का राष्ट्र का अंग मिजोरम में बोमाबारी किया गया था. It is the first and last instance. We also fondly remember Manmohan Singh ji also. We respect him, one of the best, one of the luminaries in the field of economics and public administration. So with the Assamese people, we Assam sent him to this August House for 2-3 times. And after coming here, he occupied the most honorable post, that is Prime Ministership of our country. But during his tenure, he visited only 8 to 9 times. We sent with pride but he visited during the 10 years only 8 to 9 times. But our Pradhan Mantri Paramadaranya Narendra Modi ji has visited Assam in the Northeast for 65 times. This is the difference, sir. We remember him, that's why. We remember also Adharaniya Rahul Gandhi ji also, who just in 2022, February, he officially reiterated in a statement about his concept about India. I have already mentioned once here in this August House that his India, concept of India is from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Gujarat to Bengal. In his concept, there is no Northeast. In his concept of India, there is no Northeast. We remember him also. We remember the leader of the opposition, Paramadaranya Kharge ji also. He's a statesman in politics. When Congress party was very badly defeated in the assembly election of Tripura and Nagaland, when the media asked him, he said, one can search in the internet, he said, chota chota rajya, kya, that doesn't impact. The way he underestimated the people of Northeast, this reflects what? उन लोगों के लिए कितना असम में कितना सीटें हैं, उन लोगों के लिए त्रिपुरा में कितना सीटें, they judge, they love, they estimate a state by the numbers of Lok Sabha seats. But खड़गे जी हो या कांग्रेस, यही बात बोलता हूं, एक एक मिलाकर नॉर्थ ईस्ट में 25 सीटें हैं और पूरा का पूरा 25 सीट इस बार मोदी जी का तरफ ही आ रहा है, because मोदी जी considers north east to be the growth engine of modern India.
डॉक्टर सिकंदर कुमार.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
धन्यवाद सर. आपने मुझे भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था प्रश्वेश पत्र पर चर्चा करने के लिए बोलने का अवसर दिया, उसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत आभार. मान्यवर, विभिन्न वैश्विक दबावों और चुनौतियों के बावजूद जिस कुशल वित्तीय प्रबंधन और आर्थिक नियोजन का मोदी सरकार ने परिचय दिया है, उसके लिए मैं मोदी सरकार और माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं. और इस बेहतर आर्थिक प्रबंधन और वित्तीय नियोजन का ही ये परिणाम है कि आज भारत में देखें तो हर क्षेत्र में, चाहे वो कृषि का क्षेत्र हो, साइंस का क्षेत्र हो, मेडिकल का क्षेत्र हो, इंजीनियरिंग हो, एयर कनेक्टिविटी की बात करें, रेल कनेक्टिविटी की बात करें, रोड कनेक्टिविटी की बात करें, हर क्षेत्र में अभूतपूर्व विकास इस देश में हुआ है. मैं मान्यवर, जो आर्थिक नियोजन की वजह से जो पूरे विश्व की अगर 7 इकोनॉमी की, टॉप वर्ल्ड 7 इकोनॉमी की बात हम करें, तो उन 7 टॉप इकोनॉमी में अगर सबसे बढ़िया ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी कोई है तो हमारे देश की भारत अर्थव्यवस्था जो 7% से ज्यादा ग्रो कर रही है. और कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग अगर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर हम बात करें तो कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग अगर किसी देश की बेहतर है तो हमारे देश भारत की है. चाहे कॉस्ट ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन की बात करें, कॉस्ट ऑफ कंजम्पशन की बात करें, चाहे कॉस्ट ऑफ एनर्जी की बात करें. पिछले कुछ 7-8 वर्षों से हम देखें तो इन्वेस्टमेंट ग्रोथ हमारे देश में लगातार बढ़ रहा है, बैंक क्रेडिट ग्रोथ लगातार बढ़ रहा है. अगर 2014 की बात मैं करूं, इंडिया की जो फॉरेन रिजर्व थी वो $304.2 बिलियन थी और आज 2024 में ये डबल होकर $618.94 बिलियन हो गई है. ये बेहतर आर्थिक नीतियों का ही परिणाम है, ये मोदी जी की नीतियों का ही परिणाम है. मान्यवर, मैं जो मंथली ग्रॉस जीएसटी कलेक्शन की बात मैं करना चाहूंगा, फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2018 में जहां पर 0.9 लाख करोड़ या हमारे देश में थी, आज 2024 में बढ़कर 1.7 लाख करोड़ ये हो गई है. और जहां तक इन्फ्लेशन की बात हम करें, 2014 में जहां पर इन्फ्लेशन रेट 9.4% था, आज 2024 में घटकर ये 5.5% रह गया है. ये बहुत ही. दूसरा, जो जीएनपी ग्रॉस नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट्स एज ए परसेंटेज ऑफ ग्रॉस एडवांसेज जो 2018 में 11.2% से आज घटकर सितंबर 2023 में 3.2% रह गए हैं. और डिक्लाइनिंग अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, जैसे हमारे विपक्ष के लोग कह रहे थे कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का क्या हुआ. मित्रों, 2017-18 में जहां पर 6.1% अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इस देश का था, आज 2022-23 में ये घटकर 3.2% हो रहा. ये दर्शा रहा है कि किस तरह से जो है मोदी सरकार की नीतियों की वजह से अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट देश में घटी है. और करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट एज ए परसेंटेज ऑफ जीडीपी जो 2014 में हमारे 2% के लगभग था, आज घटकर 2024 में ये लगभग 1% हो गया है। ये बेहतर आर्थिक नीतियों का ही परिणाम है। मान्यवर, मैं कुछ आंकड़े आपके माध्यम से जो 2004 और 2014 के बीच में जो यूपीए की सरकार थी और 2014 और 2024 के बीच में जो एनडीए की सरकार में मैं रखना चाहूंगा। देश की जीडीपी जो 2004 और 14 के बीच में 98 लाख करोड़ थी, 2015 और 23 के बीच में बढ़कर 159.7 लाख करोड़ हो गई। ये भी दर्शाता है कि मोदी सरकार की नीतियों की वजह से देश कैसे आगे बढ़ रहा है। प्रति व्यक्ति आय की बात हम करें तो 2004-14 के बीच में जहां प्रति व्यक्ति आय 86,454 रुपए थी और आज ये बढ़कर 2024 में 1.5 लाख से ऊपर पहुंच गई है। ये मोदी सरकार की नीतियों का ही परिणाम है। आयकर दाता जो 2004 और 14 के बीच में 3 करोड़ 80 लाख थे, आज ये बढ़कर 6 करोड़ 70 लाख अर्थात दुगने हो गए हैं। सर 2 मिनट मेरी ये मेडन स्पीच है।
2 minutes is too long. Your original time was
1
4
minute,
minutes
1
only.
minute, please, 1 minute.
30 seconds. Conclude.
डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट सर 1941 करोड़ 2004-14 के पीरियड में था, आज ये बढ़कर 16,000 करोड़ हो गया है। भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था जहां दुनिया में 10वें स्थान पे है, आज ये 5वें स्थान पर हो गया और मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि मोदी जी की तीसरी टर्म में ये 2027 तक तीसरी विश्व की सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बनेगी और मोदी जी
विजयपाल सिंह तोमर
400 से ज्यादा जो है।
थैंक यू।
धन्यवाद माननीय सभापति महोदय। सबसे पहले मैं
तोमर जी 7 minutes
अपने कितनी सर
7 minutes।
ठीक महोदय, सबसे पहले मैं देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी और उनकी सरकार को बधाई देना चाहता हूं। उन्होंने जो कल आपने घोषणा की चौधरी चरण सिंह जी को भारत रत्न देने का, डॉक्टर एम स्वामीनाथन जी को भारत रत्न दिया और पीवी नरसिंह राव जी को दिया और इससे पहले कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी को दिया। इस कार्य के लिए मैं उनको बधाई देनी चाहता हूं। और दूसरा, अब ये पिछला 10 साल का यूपीए की सरकार जब आई थी तो आर्थिक स्थिति देश की ठीक थी। अटल जी की सरकार ने सही स्थिति में देश को सौंपा था, लेकिन वो सरकार भ्रष्टाचार घोटालों की जानी गई। पूरी सरकार में भ्रष्टाचार घोटाले हुए और इसके कारण क्या सर? जितना 50 साल में बैंकों से ऋण दिया गया, लगभग 8 वर्ष में उतना ही ऋण इन्होंने दे दिया, डिफॉल्टर को भी दे दिया, बिना किसी गारंटर के भी दे दिया और ऐसे लोगों को दे दिया जो लेकर भाग गए। मोदी जी वसूल कर रहे हैं, उनको पाई वसूल की जाएगी उनसे। मोदी जी को सौंपा वसूल करने के लिए, दिया इन्होंने। जब बजट से ज्यादा कर्जा हो गया था, ये स्थिति उस सरकार की थी। बिल्कुल बैंक ठप होने जा रहे थे और एक अपंग की तरह काम किया जा रहा था, क्योंकि कोयला घोटाला, अभी कई लोगों ने बताया है, कोयला ब्लॉक काउंटर में 1,86,000 का घोटाला हो गया, राष्ट्रमंडल खेल में घोटाला हो गया, 2G टेलीकॉम स्पेक्ट्रम में 1,76,000 का घोटाला हो गया, शारदा चिट फंड में घोटाला हो गया, आदर्श सोसाइटी घोटाला हो गया, हाक विमान खरीद घोटाला हो गया, अगस्त वेस्टलैंड हेलीकॉप्टर घोटाला हो गया। घोटालों की सरकार थी। जब भी सोचते थे, जब भी कभी कोई खबर आती थी, हर महीने एक घोटाला आ जाता था। वर्तमान सरकार जब से आई है तब से डिजिटलाइजेशन के क्षेत्र में क्रांति का नेतृत्व भारत कर रहा है। और महोदय, यहाँ यूपीए के समय महंगाई दर लगभग 8% थी और इससे ऊपर ही रही। एनडीए के टाइम में 5% से ऊपर कभी नहीं गई। 4 से 14 के बीच ग्रामीण आबादी के लिए महोदय स्वच्छता पहली जरूरत थी और इसकी तरफ किसी ने ध्यान नहीं दिया। मोदी जी की सरकार ने 11 करोड़ से ज्यादा शौचालय बनाकर इस बात को करने का काम किया, कवरेज करने का काम किया। ये यहाँ पर महोदय करीब स्वच्छता के अलावा यहाँ प्रति व्यक्ति आय इन 10 वर्ष में 2 गुनी हो गई है। यूपीए के टाइम में कोई प्राकृतिक आपदा नहीं आई थी। एनडीए के टाइम में ऐसी प्राकृतिक आपदा आई जो 100 वर्षों में नहीं आई। लेकिन उसके बावजूद 222 करोड़ फ्री डोज देने के बावजूद, 80 करोड़ से अधिक लोगों को फ्री राशन देने के बावजूद देश की अर्थव्यवस्था दुनिया में सबसे तेज गति से बढ़ने वाली अर्थव्यवस्था है। पिछले 2 छमाही का 7.6% भारत की हो रही है आर्थिक प्रगति दर की वृद्धि, जबकि चाइना भी 4.6 पर है, अमेरिका भी, ये सब हमसे पीछे है। आज हम 11वें स्थान से एनडीए की सरकार में 5वें स्थान पर आ गए हैं और जो संकल्प है 27 तक तीसरे स्थान पर पहुंच जाएंगे। महोदय, इसका कारण क्या है? इसके कारण ये हैं कि आज पारदर्शिता से, ईमानदारी से सब काम हो रहे हैं। प्रति व्यक्ति आय मैंने कहा दोगुनी हो गई है और दोगुनी 1.97 लाख प्रति व्यक्ति सालाना आय है। यहाँ महोदय मैं ये बताना जरूर चाहूंगा, कल से मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य हो रहा था, कुछ ऐसे आंकड़े हमारे एक नेता ने दिए, ये किसानों के लिए कुछ नहीं किया। किसानों की आमदनी, मैं कहता हूं कांग्रेस की गलत नीतियों के कारण किसान की स्थिति इतनी खराब हुई। तब मैं आया 13-14 में, एक मीटिंग थी एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी में, मैंने पूछ लिया कि जरा नेट इनकम क्रॉप से क्या है, तो वहां के अधिकारियों ने बताया नेट इनकम क्रॉप से है 6,324 रुपये। मैं बड़े आश्चर्य में पड़ गया। उन्होंने कहा नहीं, इसमें दूध, यदि दूध है वो नहीं माना जाएगा, कोई बाहर से इनकम हो रही है वो नहीं मानी जाएगी। तो प्रति माह हुई 527 रुपये। ये मजदूर से नीचे किसान को लाके किसने खड़ा किया? 54% जमीन में सिंचाई के साधन नहीं थे, किसके कारण नहीं थे? 50 साल तक राज तो इन्होंने किया था, क्यों इन 10 वर्षों में कुछ नहीं किया इन्होंने? किसान को मजदूर से नीचे लाके खड़ा कर दिया। और अब बात कर रहे हैं मोदी जी ने 2 गुनी नहीं 2.5 गुनी की, 500 रुपए महीना तो किसान सम्मान निधि के देने का काम कर रहे हैं। 11 करोड़ से अधिक किसानों को 6,000 रुपए सालाना मिल रहे हैं, 2,80,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा दे दिए। और यही नहीं, चाहे वो किसी भी क्षेत्र में हो, मैं 1-2 बात जरूर इसमें कहूंगा। कृषि का बजट, इनके 10 साल का यूपीए का जो कृषि का बजट था वो 2,76,000 इनका बजट था 1,48,162 यूपीए के टाइम का, और एनडीए के टाइम का 6,21,940। 5 वर्ष का जितना इनका बजट था वो आखिरी 5 वर्ष का यूपीए का, वो उससे अधिक 1 वर्ष का पिछले साल का बजट एनडीए के टाइम का है, 1,25,000 करोड़ का। महोदय, प्रधानमंत्री किसान सम्मान निधि का मैंने आपको बताया। ई नाम की मंडी 1389 मंडी काम कर रही है। फसल बीमा में कल बहुत बात उठा रहे थे, फसल बीमा में और भी कई लोगों ने उठाया। कुल नामांकित आवेदन 56.97 करोड़ आए, जिनमें 1,54,498 करोड़ रुपया किसानों के खाते में बीमे का सीधा गया है। महोदय, यही नहीं, जब ये कल बात कर रहे थे, बड़े नेता थे कांग्रेस के, कह रहे थे साहब एमएसपी पे खरीद नहीं हुई, कितनी हुई मैं आपको बता रहा हूं। महोदय, 4-5 से लेकर 13-14 तक चावल की खरीद इन्होंने की 2,84,000 करोड़, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की या एनडीए की सरकार ने 12,14,000 करोड़ की खरीद करी। इनसे 6 गुनी दूषित का बार है। गेहूं की खरीद उन्होंने की 2,54,000 करोड़ की, हमारी सरकार ने की 5,05,000 करोड़ की। दलहन की खरीद पर बहुत जोर दे रहे थे, उनकी कुल 1,936 करोड़ की थी, हमारी सरकार की 85,908 करोड़ से ऊपर की थी। महोदय, एमएसपी पे भी खरीद की, तिलहन की खरीद भी उनकी कुल 10,261 करोड़ की थी 10 साल की, और हमारी 34,055.79 करोड़ की है। तो हमने स्वामीनाथन आयोग की रिपोर्ट तो 6 में आ गई थी, क्यों आपने लागू नहीं की थी? हमने उसको लागू किया, लागत का 1.5 गुना भी दिया और खरीदारी करने का काम भी किया। महोदय, सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड, इनके टाइम में सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड नहीं थे, हमने 23 करोड़ से ज्यादा सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड बांट दिए। टेस्टिंग लैब 171 थी, हमारे टाइम में 12,108 हो गई। महोदय, इस तरह से हर क्षेत्र में किसानों की आय बढ़ाने का काम किया और किसानों के लिए तेजी से काम किया। लेकिन एक बात है, आज जब जयंत चौधरी खड़े हुए और जो हंगामा हुआ, तो मेरे एक बात याद आई। अब 1967 में पहली बार कांग्रेस के खिलाफ कुछ नाराजगी लोगों में हुई थी, तो संयुक्त सोशलिस्ट पार्टी के नारे लगा रहे थे, स्वतंत्र पार्टी थी, कुछ कहते थे भाई खा गए राशन, पी गए तेल, ये देखो कांग्रेस का खेल। एक पंचायत हो रही थी गोरा सोरम में, यहाँ शामली के पास है, बड़ा है, तो जो भी खड़ा होता था कांग्रेस की बुराई कर रहा था। एक ताऊ झगड़ू थे, उन्होंने कहा भाई मैं भी कुछ कहूंगा। कहो। अरे भाई, वो सब यार बुराई कर रहे हो, एक गुण भी तो है क्या? क्योंकि इन सब बातों के बावजूद भी शर्माते नहीं है। ये सारी स्थिति है, इन्होंने खराब की किसानों की, उसके बाद भी शर्माते नहीं है। चौधरी चरण सिंह को वो मिला, यदि भारत रत्न तो खड़े हो गए सब, उसका विरोध करना चाहते, क्या चाहते हैं आपने तो दिया नहीं। तो महोदय मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं, मोदी जी की सरकार ने किसी एक परिवार को नहीं दिया, मोदी जी की सरकार ने पद्मश्री दी, किसानों को दी, भारत रत्न दिए तो उन लोगों को दिए जिनको मिलने चाहिए थे। तो वर्तमान सरकार ने, महोदय जी मैं संक्षेप में ही खत्म करना चाहता हूं, जहां उज्ज्वला गैस के 10 करोड़ से अधिक कनेक्शन देने का काम किया, विश्वविद्यालयों की संख्या 14 में सब 723 थी, अब ये 1113 से ऊपर है। डिग्री कॉलेज 5298 में थे, अब 43,796 हैं। 7 नए IIM बने हैं, 7 नए IIT बने हैं, 225 नए मेडिकल कॉलेज बने हैं, 8 ऑल इंडिया मेडिकल इंस्टीट्यूट थे जो बढ़ के अब 23 हो गए।
थैंक यू।
तो हर क्षेत्र में पूरा तरह से, अब जब इसकी बात करते हैं, मैंने कल कहा भूतल परिवहन मंत्रालय की, इनके टाइम में आखिरी साल का बजट था 34,000 करोड़ से कम का, हमारा 2,70,435 करोड़ का। ये 12 किलोमीटर प्रतिदिन बना रहे थे, हम 29 किलोमीटर प्रतिदिन बना रहे हैं।
सीमा द्विवेदी,
एक सेकंड में खत्म करता हूं। मान्यवर मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं, रेलवे में भी रेलवे का 21,000 किलोमीटर रूट का विद्युतीकरण इन्होंने किया था, हमने 58,424 किलोमीटर का किया। स्टार्टअप इनके टाइम में कुछ नहीं था, हमारे 1 लाख से ऊपर स्टार्टअप हैं। हर क्षेत्र में अद्वितीय काम इन 10 वर्षों में करने का काम मोदी जी की सरकार ने किया है, और इसीलिए घोटालों की सरकार को जनता ने नकारा और आगे 400 पार होने जा रही है बीजेपी।
श्रीमती सीमा द्विवेदी।
माननीय सभापति महोदय, आपने मुझे बोलने का अवसर दिया, आपके आभारी हूँ। 2014 में जनता ने मोदी सरकार को बागडोर संभालने के लिए भारी जनादेश दिया। विरासत में कमजोर भारत एवं बिगड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था मोदी जी को प्राप्त हुआ। डिजिटल क्रांति से लेकर खुले में शौच उन्मूलन, काले धन का पता लगाना एवं भ्रष्टाचार को रोकना मोदी जी की नीति एवं नीयत को दर्शाती है। 10 वर्षों में कई दिग्गज देशों को पीछे ढकेलते हुए भारत 5वीं अर्थव्यवस्था वाला देश बना। और महोदय, अगर ये कोरोना संक्रामक बीमारी ना आई होती तो ये इसके 2-3 साल पहले ही हमारा देश 5वीं अर्थव्यवस्था वाला देश बन गया होता। आधार की उपयोगिता ने डीबीटी के माध्यम से 1.167 करोड़ लाभार्थियों को 34 लाख करोड़ से अधिक सुविधा दी। स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, उज्ज्वला गैस कनेक्शन, पीएम जनधन खाता, पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि, श्री अन्न, बिजली, एयरपोर्ट, NHI, आवास, पीएम विश्वकर्मा योजना, लखपति दीदी, बैंक सखी, ड्रोन सखी, बेटी बचाओ बेटी बनाओ, और महोदय अंत में महिला शक्ति बंधन अधिनियम ला करके शून्य से शिखर तक महिलाओं को पहुंचाने का काम माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने किया। महोदय, अब मैं यूपीए सरकार की कुछ घोटालों के बारे में बताना चाहती हूँ। यूपीए सरकार घोटाले की सरकार थी, क्योंकि उनकी नीति एवं नियत दोनों में खोट था। घोटाले पर घोटाला, जैसे हम जब पढ़ते थे मान्यवर प्राइमरी में तो हमको पहाड़ा पढ़ाया जाता था, वैसे मैं इनके घोटालों के बारे में बताना चाहती हूँ। शारदा चिटफंड घोटाला, 2G टेलीकॉम घोटाला, राष्ट्रमंडल खेल घोटाला, INM-X मीडिया घोटाला, नौकरी के लिए भूमि घोटाला, कोयला घोटाला। कोयला घोटाला मान्यवर हम नहीं कह रहे हैं, माननीय उच्च न्यायालय ने इनके कोयले आवंटन को रद्द करके इनके घोटाले पर मोहर लगाने का काम किया था मान्यवर, ये भी सबकी जानकारी में होगा। जुलाई 2012 में हुई बिजली की कटौती इतिहास में सबसे बड़ी कटौती थी। पूरा देश अंधेरे में था। ये आर्थिक कुप्रबंधन के कारण भारत एक नाजुक अर्थव्यवस्था वाला देश बन गया था। यूपीए के सरकार मंत्री जेल में गए, उनको इस्तीफा देना पड़ा। और महोदय, माननीय मोदी जी के आने के बाद बिजली में इतना बड़ा परिवर्तन आया है। आज गाँव में 18 घंटे बिजली, शहरों में 24 घंटे बिजली हमको प्राप्ति हो रही है। अब महोदय, हम 2014 के पहले तथा 2014 के बाद के भारत की तुलना करते हैं। हमारी सरकार में, मोदी जी सरकार आने के बाद से कोई घोटाला नहीं हुआ, कोई भ्रष्टाचार नहीं हुआ। सबका साथ, सबका विकास और सबका विश्वास देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी का संकल्प है। महोदय, कांग्रेस कहती थी देश रहे चाहे न रहे, मेरी सरकार और मेरा परिवार रहना चाहिए, परंतु मोदी जी कहते हैं मैं रहूं न रहूं, सरकार रहे न रहे, मेरा देश रहना चाहिए। ये महोदय हमारे प्रधानमंत्री का संकल्प है। महोदय, प्रदेश से आती हूँ। उत्तर प्रदेश में अभी राम मंदिर का निर्माण हुआ। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम भगवान श्री रामचंद्र जी अपने मंदिर में विराजे, उनको प्रतिष्ठित किया गया, जिनकी वजह से करोड़ों करोड़ सनातन धर्मावलंबियों की मनसा पूरी हुई। महोदय, सरयू नदी का पानी खून से लाल था। कोठारी बंधु सहित तमाम कारसेवकों पर गोलियां चलाई गई। हृदय को झकझोर देता था जब कोठारी बंधु की मां ने यह कहा कि अगर मेरा कोई तीसरा बेटा होता तो उसको भी मैं कार सेवा के लिए भेज देती। आज महोदय, करोड़ों करोड़ सनातन धर्मावलंबियों का मन खुश हुआ है, क्योंकि अयोध्या में भव्य रामलला का मंदिर बना है। इतना ही नहीं, मोदी सरकार ने काशी कॉरिडोर, विंध्य कॉरिडोर, मथुरा में मंदिरों का निर्माण करने से महोदय पर्यटन को बढ़ावा मिलेगा, विकास को गति मिलेगी और हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था भी सुधरेगी। महोदय, कांग्रेस के जमाने में हमको याद है कि जब इनकी सरकार थी तो सड़ा लाल गेहूं ये बाहर से खरीद के लाते थे और कोटे के दुकानों में रख करके देते थे। और महोदय, सबने देखा होगा कोटे के दुकानों पर दाना अनाज लेने के लिए लाठीचार्ज होता था। आज महोदय हमारी सरकार लगातार निःशुल्क राशन दे रही है और आगे देते भी रहेगी। और हमारी सरकार वन नेशनल प्लान राशन कार्ड देश के लिए एक संजीवनी है। महोदय, मैं ये भी कहना चाहती हूँ, मोदी सरकार जी ने अपने कम कार्यकाल में बहुत बड़ा काम किया। एक आखिरी लाइन महोदय मैं कहना चाहूंगी। एक बात मैं ये आपको बताना चाहती हूँ कि हमारी सरकार चाहती है कि सबको घर मिले, सबको आवास मिले, सबको सम्मान मिले। तो मैं एक लाइन के साथ अपनी बात को समाप्त करना चाहती हूँ। अगर तूने सोची है किश्तियां डुबोने की, अगर तूने सोची है किश्तियां डुबोने की, तो हमने भी ठानी है आसियां बनाने की। यह मोदी सरकार का संकल्प है। महोदय, आपने मुझे अवसर दिया, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Honorable Minister to reply the discussion. One second, please.
So in yesterday's reply, I would like to thank the government for
That's the
conferring
the House must collectively thank. The House must collectively join you. It's a good
Thank you.
sentiment.
So-
Sambir Raji, over. I got a call from the PMO. I used to make an effort to meet him frequently, but he used to fructify every 3-4 months. Then he said, you are a senior advocate. I want to associate you. He was president of the Congress party also, in my legal cell. I said, Honorable Prime Minister, any assignment is good enough. I was part of the Congress party. He made me in charge of legal cell. There were a number of occasions, and you would recollect. Then when I got the message from the tweet of the Honorable Prime Minister, about 3 of them, I reacted and indicated this. I'm so glad that you have spoken about it. And these are celebratory moments when the entire House must speak in one voice. Honorable Finance Minister.
that is why I wanted to go on record.
Honorable Prime Minister.
Chairman, sir, thank you very much. We've had a short duration discussion, but I think quite a lot of members, many of them have given us their valuable inputs on what they think of the white paper and its contents. So, giving a very brief introduction to my speech, my reply, not really getting into too much of a detail which is there in the white paper itself, because it's been laid in both the houses, and I've given a fairly elaborate reply in Lok Sabha and also a fairly elaborate opening statement there. But I still would get into some details, but not too many. I understand the delay or the time that we need to conserve because you have one more discussion to take place. So the economy in 2014, which we inherited, there is a need for me to just explain that for a moment. It may suit the members of the opposition, at least some parties, particularly the Congress, to say the economy, we had left it in a prime shape, our growth rate was this per capita. And I can always have several members from our side who speak. After all, you inherited a very good economy from Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time. And maybe your first 5 years, you tried benefiting the people with that good economy. But subsequently, and unfortunately after the global financial crisis, it was thorough mismanagement. All this can be said. Both sides can argue over them, but the fact is, these are already sort of well analyzed, well written about, and they are out there in the public. It's not just for me to say it. We'll certainly say it because when we got the economy into 2014, when we inherited the economy, and soon after that, Honorable Prime Minister himself, a year later probably, went public to say, may not be the best time for me to get this out. He didn't at that time think whether he's going to come up with something later. But clearly the intention of why a white paper was not brought out was clearly stated by the Prime Minister himself. It would have certainly damaged the confidence the Indian citizens had in our own country, in its institutions, in the strength of its economy, in the strength of the institutions which have to serve the economy and so on. So he didn't want to shatter the confidence of the people. After all, they blessed him to come and serve the country. We all saw him evocatively bowing his head at the entrance of the parliament, saying, I've come here as a servant of the people. I've come here to serve the country. There's no good crying afterwards saying, oh, the economy is really bad. I've come here, but I'm sorry. That wouldn't have been in the spirit of the things. So he very clearly said, I'm sorry, there is a lot of suggestion, but I'm not doing it in national interest, because if I put it all threadbare, it will affect the confidence of the institutions, the investors, and the people at large. So that has been explained. Now, why now? Because, as I said earlier, 10 years of toiling to get the economy back on its rail. And again, I'll bring in this parallel. We have operated in the last 10 years on two rails, like a railway rail which moves from one destination to another, on two rails. One, to correct the economy, remove the malpractices which had happened earlier, remove all those instruments which can be used as a weapon for rent seeking. So clear all those archaic laws and rules which have been there, make ease of doing business primary concern, and so on, equally looking at futuristic reforms which were so important. And I'm sure, for all the respect that all of us have voiced, and I was glad to hear across party lines, we had had such a wonderful farewell given to Dr. Manmohan Singh. I'll join in it. But equally, it is important, whether it is post 1991 or after 2004, the 10 years, the promised reforms of the 1991 itself was not complete at that time. Subsequently, when there was an opportunity again between 2004 and 2014, no reforms. It's one thing to continuously tell us, what have you done? What have you done? The two-track approach, which is required for the train to go forward. One, which is going to remove the malpractices impact on the economy. And two, not only carry forward those pending reforms which have been waiting from 91, but also even further to take the economy forward. So that is the track which we laid for ourselves. And there we go. We have reached a stage where the economy can now say, we've reached fifth position, we'll reach the third in the coming years. And that is where I want to compare it. There is a proverb in Tamil, and I'm sure every one of our languages, which is very rich, our languages are so rich in metaphor, rich in idiom, rich in the local context, and so on. In Tamil, there is a proverb, Mullu meda potta thuni madri. meaning there is a bunch of thorny bushes, and in that a sari or a cloth falls. How would you extricate that cloth from it? You'll have to remove it from every thorn which is pricking on the cloth. And then to remove the cloth without any damage, how much of a delicate, literally toil will it be? So that the cloth comes out clean, the cloth comes out without getting torn, and then put it on an even keel. The economy was like that piece of cloth on a thorny bush. That thorn, the bush was full of all those malpractices which have torn into the economy. That is exactly how the economy was, and there is no exaggeration. This is very evocative, an example that, or a word, idiom that I'm using, but actually that was it, and that's what has gotten captured. Otherwise, why me? Mullu peda putta tuni. What was the idiom, or what was the phrase which the whole world was using for us? Fragile five. That's not what I'm calling it. World called you like that at 2014. World called all of us. You're in an economy which is fragile. And if you're fragile, what is the level of fragility? From the bottom, you're within the first five. If that is the halat of the economy that Prime Minister Modi and this government inherited, did we sit watching, say, wondering how to sort it out? Straight away, we got into action. That was why the first cabinet decision in 2014 was one, to form an SIT to remove the black money. And second was an expenditure reform commission, which was formed under Bimal Jalanji, just so that all the profligate expenditure of the earlier government could be rationalized. More systematic and answerable methods of doing governance will be put in place. Those were the first two decisions of this government, clearly stating the intent with which we are getting on the job of cleaning the economy and giving it new lease of life. And as a result, today I'm happy to say that we've reached where we have reached. And at this stage, as an elected government, we have every duty to inform the public of this country to these two august houses, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, where people's representatives are seated, so that they know the true picture. What was it then? Comparable time. What is it now? And what effort it took for us to restore it. Mullu meda potta tuni. I repeat it. That mind picture about our economy and the way in which it had to be delicately removed from those thorny bushes. Do legislation, do correction in the rules. Also make sure that you're giving enough incentives where it has to go in the right place. Savings by using technology. Not one thing, sir, and not at one level, sir. Across the board, at various levels, the economy had to be restored. So today, when we are bringing the white paper, it is because, as I said, we have brought the economy to a certain level, and that level gives us the confidence that we are able to now say within the next few years, and that is why Honorable Prime Minister keeps saying, in my third term, surely the economy will reach third rank. And this is not without reason. And above all, once again, why now? There should be a record for our posterity, so that we know what happens when the intent and the governance is not transparent, when the intent is not good, when the transparency is not available in governance, what can happen to the economy, which should never be repeated. We need to have governance clean. We need to have governance which is accountable, and not have governance which is through extra constitutional bodies. So, as I said, in the Lok Sabha, I had spent some time explaining through various items which are part of the white paper, coal scam, how the banks went into a big mess and how that was brought back. I had explained it all. I do not want to spend too much time going into one more or a third more or fourth more. in the list of items which we have mentioned in the white paper, but I'm talking about the overall project implementation and the speed with which these schemes were implemented. And that itself is one classic example of everybody was going about their own in the government. And Honorable Dr. Manmohan Singh was not able to get them all together to give that collective synergy. As a result, projects were delayed, project became meaning they were running into excess cost because delay in the projects, and that excess cost already being given, still the projects were not getting completed. Our honorable member from Assam spoke about how Bogibeel Bridge was sanctioned in 1997, if I know right. The member may correct me. It took all these years for it to get completed. Yeah, I'm conscious of that. I'm conscious of that. 10 full years after that, you couldn't correct it. Now, don't point a finger at Vajpayee. We've corrected it now. 10 full years. Vajpayee come and didn't do. You could have done it. So it's all right to go on interrupting to satisfy your bosses. But do have the patience to listen. All right? Yeah. Bosses, there will be some people reporting to your bosses, right? So you can correct me for everything which is factual if I'm not saying right. But don't go on weakening a person standing here to tear their guts out to speak to you after you have been patiently heard out. Sir, project implementation, sir. Aadhaar, direct benefit transfer, Jan Aushadhi Kendra, all of them, they say it's ours, acknowledge us, we were the one to bring it in, and so on. Let me highlight just Jan Aushadhi Kendra. Middle class, the poor, all of them benefit when the medicines are available for lesser price. Branded medicines have become so expensive that they can't do it. Jan Aushadhi was started in 2008. Jan Aushadhi Kendras was started in 2008. Who denies it? It's theirs. But where was it? 2008 they started. 2014, only 80 Jan Aushadhi Kendra have been established at that time, which is 6 years after it was launched. 80 centers only. They go on talking about right to food we established. We gave the right for information. Array, right for medicine you also brought now. Why only 8 in 6 years? 80 in 6 years? I just want to contrast this with what Honorable Prime Minister Modi has done. Sir, the number of Jan Aushadhi Kendras reached 10,000 in December 2023. And common citizens are benefiting out of medicines which are available at affordable prices. More than 1,800 medicines are available in these kendras, and that is helping the poor and the middle class to obtain medicines affordably. So not only Bogibeel Bridge, which got completed in time, Pavitra, our MP, was speaking about it. Second railway station in the Northeast, in all our independent India's history. A second railway station in the Northeast happens when Prime Minister Modi comes in. After the first one, you forgot the Northeast. At least you remember that Dr. Manmohan Singh himself was from Assam. उधर थोड़ा काम करते, वो भी नहीं किया. Visits नहीं हुआ किसी का भी. जाते, probably just, I don't want to deride anybody. It's important to assimilate with people and join in their revelry also. सिर्फ उनके साथ गाना और थोड़ा communal dancing में participate करना सिर्फ काफी नहीं है. आगे उधर काम भी करना चाहिए. उनके साथ मिलजुल कर रहना भी चाहिए, काम भी करना चाहिए. वो तो नहीं हुआ. Sir, program implementation. I'd like to state it here. PM Modi personally monitors programs and their progress through the Pragati video conference that he holds with the district level officers also, saying how much progress is happening. If it's not happening, then a minister goes there, also follows it up. 43rd edition of Pragati, 300 up to the 43rd, 348 pending projects have, and their total cost is 17.36 lakh crores, have been reviewed. Progress is happening quickly. They're all coming to a conclusion. This kind of an effort never happened earlier. The biggest problem, a person who's so closely associated with infrastructure development openly said, and I quote him, sir, biggest problem of stalled projects appeared in the last 2-3 years of UPA government. This is a statement which reveals as to when it started showing up, the inefficiency, lack of decision making. In this period, sir, infrastructure projects worth an estimated 18 lakh crores were stalled, whether it is through Environment Ministry at that time or any other ministry through at that time. Projects were stopped. So if this is about projects, sir, the other example of one big example is the Eastern and Western Peripheral Expressway, which was again approved during 2006. And they had more than 6 years to complete it. Never got done. And it was in 2018, after Prime Minister Modi comes in, expressways were completed. Project completion came to a complete halt. So about inflation, repeatedly there are figures thrown at us. Inflation is this, inflation is that. I just want to highlight. Inflation, because Vajpayee's government is also often said, oh, Vajpayee was also there, that government didn't do anything. I want to tell you, sir, inflation in the last year of Atal Bihari Vajpayee's government, NDA government, was below 4%. Was below 4%. I'm not very good in Hindi, but I'm tempted to use one saying. Good ko gobar karna. Am I right? Good ko gobar karna inke mastery hai, sir. 2004 में जब एनडीए गवर्नमेंट वाजपेयी जी का 4% बिलो इन्फ्लेशन के साथ आपके हाथ में सौंपा, आपने उसको क्या किया? गुड़ को गोबर कर दिया. Ill targeted, reckless fiscal policy, ill targeted subsidies, wasteful expenditure, all done for political gains. End of the day, they also had their turn of inflation. Targeting inflation is just not trying to contain inflation, but supply side measures also should be done simultaneously so that lack of enough supplies will jack up price. You should contain that also. Now we have a group of ministers which are monitoring every week what is the supply of tur dal, how much of potatoes are in the market, onions will have to be imported, we'll import it. So inflation management also involves supply side management. They had suffered from twin deficits, sir. In 2013, 4.9% fiscal deficit and 4.8% current account deficit. So they continuously lived with this. The priority was not that. And I'm not saying all this. The most respected Dr. Manmohan Singh in 2013 in AICC session in Jaipur said handling inflation is a shortcoming of the UPA government. Dr. Manmohan Singh, not anywhere else, in AICC session, not anywhere in some corner of the country, in Jaipur, says handling inflation is a shortcoming of the UPA government. इसके बाद बार-बार इन्फ्लेशन के ऊपर आपने क्या किया, हमने अच्छा किया, हमने अच्छा. अरे डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह ही कह रहे हैं भाई, inflation management is a shortcoming of UPA government. वो खुद कह रहे हैं सर. So average inflation under UPA, that is between 2004 and 2014, was 8.2%. Average retail inflation during UPA 2, which is 9 to 14, was over 10%, double digit. So double digit inflation occurred 9 times from January 2012 to April 2014. 9 times it went beyond 10%. So inflation management के ऊपर हमें ज्ञान देते रहते हैं. So the economic pain which the poor people had to face, please introspect before you accuse us. What are we doing, sir, to contain inflation? Strengthening buffer stock, making sure key food items are kept in the buffer and released to the market every now and then, open market operations, as easing out on imports, whether of food, whether of pulses or oil, edible oil. And somebody did refer to Bharat Atta, Bharat Dal. Yes, we had to make sure that wholesale we purchase, pack them in containers or bags, which are saleable in Mother Dairy or NAFED or some Markfed kind of institutions. Therefore, when we did this, Bharat Atta, 27 rupees 50 paise per kg, already we have sold 2.37 lakh metric tons as of 28 January 2024, which means the subsidized, easily available atta now is available for the common man in different places, and they notice it and they bought and benefited from it. We have taken measures, and as a result, subsidized Bharat Dal, 60 rupees per kg bags and 55 rupees per kg if it is 30 kg bag. 2.97 lakh metric tons as of 31st January has already been sold, meaning poor people have already taken it from these various outlets. Onions are available at 25 rupees per kg, sir. And for that, 3.96 lakh metric tons have been already sold by 3rd February 2024. Only recently have we started Bharat rice being sold at 29 rupees per kg. So I think even in the question hour, sir, I've gone into detail about how inflation is being managed. I don't want to elaborate on it. Much has been said also in the white paper. So there are just one other thing. Very senior member, respected K.C. Venugopalji had raised a lot of issues. I just want to highlight the few information, which also some other people talked about government jobs. So I want to highlight the unemployment rate for graduates has declined from 17.2% in 2017-18 to 13.4% in 22-23. Unemployment rates for overall for everybody declining from 5.8% in 2018 to 2019. Now it's come down to 3.2%, 22-23. So it's coming down. The PLI scheme also witnessed over 1.07 lakh crore of investment, leading to production of 8.7 lakh crores. Employment generation through that is about 7 lakh for individuals, 7 lakh individuals. Sir, the yearly net payroll additions to the EPFO, till some time ago, the minister was here, the net payroll additions to the EPFO more than tripled from 61 lakhs to 139 lakhs in 2022-23. So government jobs in particular, someone did raise that question. As many as 8,82,191 central government vacancies have been filled up. I think it was Tiruchi Shivaji, he's not here now, have been filled up in the last 9 years as compared to just 6 lakhs which was filled up during 2004 to 13. Regional recruitment boards gave government jobs of 4,30,592 youths between 2014 and 2023. Government launched the Rozgar Mela in October 22, as a result of which Today, 6.32 lakh people have already got appointment letters in their hand. 10 lakh central government jobs are being given through that. Sir, whenever we talk of inflation, there is this comparison, our period, your period. I have already sort of established that. One important fact, sir, despite collapse in crude oil prices, in the second half of financial year 9, financial year 10, full year, and financial year 11, the inflation was running in double digits, which is what I said. Crude oil prices were coming down, but that benefit was not being passed on to the common public. That's their policy. What is Prime Minister Modi's policy, sir? When crude oil prices were at one level, when they started coming down, twice, once before Deepavali 2022 and 21 and 22 again, we reduced the prices of excise. As a result, the pump price of fuel came down. So the passing on to the common citizens is a very important criteria which UPA never followed. So specifically, questions about ED is being used, weaponized, CBI is being weaponized. I want to remind, there are several instances, but one instance of how CBI was misused against an honest officer, SBI chairman R.K. Talwar, was an honest person who was heading the bank, but because he refused to give loan to one of their favorites, recommended by the first family, CBI went to his house. He was compelled to resign from the post of chairman, and that is weaponizing. That was weaponizing CBI, nothing else. Here, when we've given independence to ED, and they go searching, and the accusation is, oh, they do it only with opposition leaders. I want to say, first of all, whether through CBI or ED, where the money laundering element comes, they want the money laundering to happen so that through the back door they can benefit out of it. So ED and CBI did not follow on PMLA cases because that was important for them. That operation should keep going on. If it is stopped using PMLA, money will not come to them in the form of kickbacks. So ED was made to remain dormant. CBI did not pursue PMLA cases, and data proves it. During their time, sir, number of prosecution complaints filed were just 102 by ED. Whereas when we have given them independence to contain black money, contain money laundering, the number of cases now filed are 1,200. And number of restitutions, amount that is restituted, which is taken away from the wrongdoer and given to banks or institutions like that, during their time was nil. They did not restitute even 1 rupee from the wrongdoer to the bank or to anybody else, whereas actual restitution during our period is 16,333.02 crores they've come back to the bank. Similarly, red corner notice, extradition, none of that has been done during their time. Everything is nil, 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 nil. Whereas what we have done is to issue red corner notice on 24 people, and orders have already been passed to extradite Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, and Sanjay Bhandari, all of whom benefited through loans during their period. Their period, they gave loans, and these people ran away from the country. They did not take any action, and when we came to power, we had to send notice, fight in the case, and the orders for extraditing them has already been issued. So K.C. Venugopalji had, I can't see him here, but I'll still respond, said, tell me one scheme that you have brought compared to our, RTE, RTI, and NFSA. So I want to just give him one. More also. I want to highlight the fact, sir. I was immensely grateful to our member from Uttar Pradesh. I'm immensely grateful to our member from Uttar Pradesh, Vrajlalji. He spoke, sir, to tell you what exactly is the mindset.
He's a policeman.
Who is he?
He's a former DGP.
Oh, I better be careful then. But still, he spoke total truth. And I'm not.
No, what I meant was DGPs have expertise on account of their training to know the mindset.
Sir, he actually nailed the point so effectively. If we start looking at governance only from the point of view of entitlement and not empowerment, you can always quote saying right to food, right to education. It's all right. You did it very well. I appreciate that. But how many who have bought? Again, tell me in the name of right to something, right to something. Vrajlalji actually highlighted where that empowerment should have happened, and it has happened under Modi. It has not happened earlier. What are they? For example, he recited from 1947 how a Dalit leader went to the then Pakistan, and then Pakistan, meaning the East and West Pakistan, was made law minister, came back and realized this whole farce of, Dalits don't get empowered can be dispelled. And to dispel it, you need a leader like Prime Minister Modi. 47 till today, that approach of empowering Dalits has not happened. Empowering tribals hadn't happened. I'm giving that example based on also what Vrajlalji highlighted. Dalit, tribal, 5 of the sacred sites of Dr. Ambedkar have been bought and established and flourishing under Prime Minister Modi's time. They could contribute to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar only in one way. They feared people who would overshadow the first family, whether it is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar or farmer leader Charan Singh ji or Shama Prasad Mukherjee ji. They make sure that such leaders, Karpuri Thakur ji, they make sure that leaders who they perceive as being a threat to the first family, they undermine. They make them lose in elections. They come to insignificance. And when somebody else gives them the recognition, gives them the due honor, we cannot digest it. That's the story, sir. I'm thankful to our members. and protect its poor. So this is the hypocrisy. And therefore, if you're going to ask me, what is the signature contribution? At least we have honestly made sure the poor get free food grains. They get houses, they get water in their houses, they get electricity, they get cooking gas. All this under Prime Minister Modi. So, sir, I don't want to further take more time. There are just one important issue on the not so glamorous side of reform. Because most of us look at a glamorous side. There are some work which have been done, which has resulted in good amount being saved. Otherwise, pilferages happened. And because of pilferages, the government was short of revenue. Now that we save it, we are able to do more projects for the poor. So we introduced, I did say that the expenditure reforms committee was formed. And as a result, the budget cycle also was changed. State governments, because we presented budget at the end of February, state governments which used to present their budget in the month of February would not have the details of the center's budget details. And as a result, they were presenting budgets on the, because we were presenting our budget in the end of February, they were just presenting something and trying to readjust. That got corrected because budgets were started being presented on 1st February. States now are able to get an idea of what is coming to them and plan for themselves. That is one. Second, plan, non-plan expenditure. By keeping that difference, you're constantly playing with discretionary allotments, which is what the Planning Commission earlier did with all the state governments. Such distinction is not even appropriate, as non-plan expenditures include maintenance of defense systems, social security, and pensions and insurance and so on, even the subsidy for poor. So we have shifted the focus to holistic allocation with bifurcation on revenue and capital expenditure. So these changes have resulted in states feeling a lot more empowered to plan their budget. Also, sir, Treasury single account. That's a system that we brought in, which influences how money goes to states for their schemes just in time. As resources are borrowed to finance the government's developmental agenda, the just-in-time release helps in saving interest costs and fostering transparency. Let me clearly say here, sir, Treasury single account system, which we brought, has given an estimated savings of 10,000 crores, and that is being used for bigger schemes and giving poor in return. The single nodal system, another reform, unglamorous, which we brought in, has given an estimated savings of 10,592 crores. Again, all these are going for Garib Kalyan. Sir, MSME, this is my last point. MSME, after demonetization, all MSMEs have got wiped out. K.C. Venugopalji was feeling very concerned. All of us feel concerned about MSME. And he said because of that went away, all MSMEs are struggling, many died. But I want to say here, sir, as on 4th December 2023, as per the Udyam registration portal, the total number of MSMEs registered in the country are 3.16 crores, including informal micro enterprises, which are in the Assist platform. Again, early January, as per the Udyam registration portal, the total number of women-owned MSMEs was 1.17 crores. So MSMEs are getting registered even newly. Export of MSMEs in all India exports during the year 22-23 was 44%. Do you think it will happen in 22-23 if post demonetization all MSMEs got wiped away? 40%, 44% of all India exports are happening through the MSMEs. So they should do some more homework rather than come with general observations, which are getting disproved each time data is thrown at them. Sir, the efforts that we take are during the COVID itself. 5 lakh crore emergency credit line guarantee scheme for businesses were extended, which were used by a lot of MSMEs. And I'm telling you with great sense of pride that even as we come to the end of that period, many of them have honored their own loans returns and servicing the interest. This guarantee is not going to be used by most of those loans which were given. 50,000 crore equity infusion through MSME Self-Reliant India Fund has happened. We've done that for MSMEs. No global tenders in this country for procurement can happen up to 200 crores. They have to be reserved for MSMEs. No global tenders. Similarly, sir, launching an online portal, Champions, in June 2020 to cover many aspects of e-governance so that they can be made easy. Inclusion. When we think of MSMEs, we think of only manufacturing. But what we've done is also to bring in small traders onto this. Retail and wholesale traders are also now recognized as MSMEs. They can get all the benefit. Non-tax benefits have been extended for 3 years in case of an upward change in status of MSME. Rollout of racing and accelerating MSME performance program with an outlay of 6,000 crores over 5 years. And lastly, sir, the Udyam Assist platform, which was launched in 23 to bring informal micro enterprises under the formal ambit to avail priority sector lending has also been done. So MSME can now take the money which is coming under the priority sector lending umbrella. So lastly, I was a bit appalled.
Madam, this is second lastly.
Did I say one lastly? I'm sorry.
Second lastly.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll correct myself. Sir, who made Charan Singh PM? Was an observation by K.C. Venugopalji. People make PMs. I hope the Congress party is not living in that thing. They make PM, they throw PM, they bring in PM, they reject PM. No, people have rejected the Congress. But if you're well aware of that politics of that time, sir. Indira Congress decided to extend support to Chaudhry Charan Singh, who took oath as Prime Minister on 28 July 1979. Within 24 days, he resigns. Why? Because Indira Gandhi's Congress withdrew support from him. Charan Singh said he resigned because he was not ready to be blackmailed into withdrawing cases against Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi cases which were put on her post-emergency. Indira Gandhi ji wanted Charan Singh to withdraw certain cases against her relating to the excesses committed during emergency, and he refused. Charan Singh ji said while resigning, and I quote, "The country would not have forgiven us if we had, for the sake of remaining in office, agreed to withdraw prosecutions against persons responsible for atrocities during emergency." Unquote. That's the honor with which that person left from there. The Chaudhry Charan Singh ji had to leave because he didn't think he should yield to that blackmail. So it was the Congress party which brought down Chaudhry Charan Singh ji in 1979. Good that K.C. Venugopal ji brought that up. It's all right for them to now say, it's all right, you go away to his grandson. But the fact remains, they had no respect for Chaudhry Charan Singh ji. This is the way they blackmailed him. An honorable man that he was, he said, no, I'm not falling into this. And he went away. Similarly, today, I'm grateful that our government has honored P.V. Narasimha Rao ji. Many things can be said. 91 reform, if he wasn't the Prime Minister at that time, even an economist, Dr. Manmohan Singh, couldn't have performed what he did as a government. Congress party did not even have the gratefulness to recognize him even after his death. The pictures, the video of the party's of his headquarters, of his gate closing, even as his corpse was going, will bring tears to anybody's eyes. A person sacrifices and serves the party, but because of prejudice, you ignored him even after his death. That is the gratefulness this party has shown. And I don't need to say that it is the party which gave, under their own prime ministers, the prime ministers gave themselves Bharat Ratna. Nehruji, Indiraji, all gave themselves the Bharat Ratna. They didn't bother about others. And they certainly didn't bother about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who they constantly kept defeating in political fields. They didn't give the Bharat Ratna to him. And therefore, sir, this party should not shed crocodile tears, or should not, for the record's sake, say, oh, no, we welcome Bharat Ratna being given for P.V. Narasimha Rao, for Chaudhary Charan Singh Ji, and so on. They've proven when they were alive how torturous their lives were, how they tortured them. All that is very clear, and it will go on the records of the parliament as to how, when they were alive, they tortured them, insulted them, and now when a different party, when Prime Minister Modi gives them Bharat Ratna, they are not even able to gulp the fact. Thank you very much.
माननीय सदस्यगण, आज का दिन मेरे लिए अत्यंत पीड़ा का रहा है। मैं आपसे और मन से संरक्षण चाहता हूं। मर्यादित आचरण में रहना ऐसे पल आते हैं, मुश्किल हो जाता है। पूर्ण सद्भाव के साथ सदन की प्रतिष्ठा को ध्यान में रखते हुए दुखी और आहत मन से मैं आपके समक्ष चिंतन का एक विषय रखता हूं। यह सदन पूरे देश का प्रतीक है। इस सदन में जो भी आचरण होता है उसका चिंतन होता है, अध्ययन होता है, लोगों के मन में प्रसन्नता होती है, लोगों का मन दुखी भी होता है। ईमानदारी के प्रतीक, उत्कृष्ट आचरण के धनी, किसान और गरीब के हितकारी भारत के पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री चौधरी चरण सिंह को भारत का सर्वोच्च नागरिक सम्मान भारत रत्न देना स्वाभाविक रूप से सभी के लिए एक उत्सव का विषय होना चाहिए था। बाकी 4 महानुभावों को दिया, अत्यंत उत्सव का विषय होना चाहिए था। न समय को हम देख सकते, न ये कह सकते क्यों दिया। मैं ये भी आपके सामने कहना चाहता हूं कि आज दिन भर में बहुत से लोगों ने मुझे सूचित भी किया है। इस सदन की गरिमा का आहत होना और मेरे इस आसन पर विराजमान होना मेरे लिए दुखदायी रहा। आज मैं मानकर चलता हूं कि सदन का हर सदस्य भारत के इस महान सपूत को, जो भारत रत्न दिया गया, उस पर गर्व महसूस करता है। उनके पोते को उनके लिखित अनुरोध पर कुछ समय सदन में देना स्वाभाविक था। चौधरी चरण सिंह किसी परिवार में सीमित नहीं है। चौधरी चरण सिंह अपने उस परिवार के भी सीमित नहीं, वो पूरे देश में थे। जब ये मुद्दा उठा और जो आचरण मैंने देखा और आप सबने देखा, वो अप्रत्याशित था, अपमानजनक था, पीड़ादायक था, हमारी गरिमा के विपरीत था। हमारा आचरण इतना छोटा था उस दिन कुछ लोगों का कि मैं शर्मसार हो गया। मेरे मन में कई विचार आए और मेरे मन में एक विचार तुरंत पद त्याग का भी आया कि बताता हूं, कृषक पुत्र होने के नाते, नहीं सेंसिटिव नहीं सर, नहीं, केशव जी प्लीज, केशव जी सेंसिटिव नहीं हूं। मैंने जीवन में कभी भी, आप मेरे से कई बार मिल चुके हैं, आपकी हर रीजनेबल बात को मैंने देखा है। फिर मेरे को बताया गया कि मैं इस पद पर पदासीन नहीं हूं। मैं इस पद पर पदासीन हूं बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ बीइंग एक्स ऑफिशियो द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द कंट्री। उस पद की वजह से मैं यहां हूं। मैं कह सकता हूं कि मेरे जीवन में बहुत कठिन पल आए हैं। मैंने मेरे जवान बेटे को खोया है, लोगों ने सहानुभूति दी है, पर आज की पीड़ा, जब जयंत चौधरी बोल रहे थे वो जयराम रमेश क्या कह रहा था, मैंने सुना है, मेरे कानों ने सुना है कि जाओ जहां जाना है। शमशान घाट के ऊपर उत्सव नहीं मनाया जाता है। ये हरकत नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते। मैंने देखी है, ये पीड़ा महसूस की है। मैं नहीं चाहता कि इस विषय को और आगे बढ़ाया जाए। आज मेरी आपसे पुरजोर प्रार्थना है कि राजनीतिक बहस में जितने हथियार निकालने हैं निकालिए, पर जहां व्यक्तियों के सम्मान की बात आती है, राजनीतिक व्यक्ति के भी सम्मान की बात आती है, हमको बहुत सेंसिटिव होना चाहिए। ये बात सदन तक सीमित नहीं है डॉक्टर केशव, ये बात करोड़ों लोगों तक जाएगी। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। मैं बहुत ही संयमित होकर, सद्भाव तरीके से, सदन की प्रतिष्ठा को दृष्टिगत रखकर, विवशपूर्ण वातावरण में हाथ दिल से ये बात कह रहा हूं। मेरा अनुरोध रहेगा सदन को कि हमको अलग से मिलकर, सदन के बाहर मिलकर, बैठकर इन विषयों पर एक मत होना चाहिए। इस जगह से मैंने किन किन को सम्मानित नहीं किया। मैं सदस्य के जन्मदिन को सम्मानित करता हूं, मैं हमारे खिलाड़ियों को सम्मानित करता हूं, जिनको ऑस्कर अवार्ड मिले मैं उनको सम्मानित करता हूं। मैं व्यक्तिगत रूप से ध्यान देता हूं। जब मुझे पता लगा कि इन 3 महानुभावों को भारत रत्न दिया गया है बिना समय गंवाए हुए, मुझे पता था कुछ लोग टिप्पणी कर सकते हैं कि इस आसन पर बैठकर आप प्रधानमंत्री का ट्वीट पढ़ रहे हो, तो मुझे लगा कि सभापति के रूप में मुझे तुरंत यह जानकारी सदन से शेयर करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि सदन का हर सदस्य ये महसूस करेगा कि पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री नरसिम्हा राव को भारत रत्न मिला है, डॉक्टर स्वामीनाथन को भारत रत्न मिला है, चौधरी चरण सिंह जी को भारत रत्न मिला है। अब क्या गुजरी होगी उस परिवार पर, क्या गुजरी होगी किसानों पर, गरीब पर, मजदूर पर, गांव के अंदर, कि जयंत चौधरी को बोलने नहीं दिया, उसके साथ अभद्र व्यवहार किया गया, अमानवीय तरीके से किया गया, इशारों से किया गया। ये आंखों से देखा मैंने। मैं बहुत दुखी हूं, एंड आई एम श्योर यू विल अप्रिशिएट इट। वी मस्ट इन वन वॉइस कंडेम इट। व्यक्तिगत रूप से मैं इसकी इतनी भर्त्सना करता हूं कि मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है, और मैं आपसे भी अनुरोध करूंगा, चिंतन कीजिए, मंथन कीजिए। इस सदन की गिरावट की हद तक आ गए हम।